This week we start out on June 1st, 1955 with the founding of Namco. Responsible for the games GB and Galaxian, it was in 1980 with the release of Pac-Man that Namco's legacy would be defined, and Pac-Man himself would become a fixture of popular culture. Having been founded in 1940, it was on June 3rd, 1960 that the company previously known as Standard Games would become Sega. Sega saw much success in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s, and introduced us to one of the most famous video game icons, Sonic the Hedgehog, in 1991. June 1st, 1977 was the release of the Color TV Game 6, a Nintendo creation developed with the assistance of Mitsubishi Electronics. It contained 6 variations of Pong, and players controlled their paddles with dials attached directly to the machine. Released only in Japan, Nintendo would go on to sell 3 million units of the Color TV game through 1980. In June 1978, Taito released Space Invaders, an arcade game created by Tomohiro Nishikado. Inspired by the War of the Worlds and Star Wars, players controlled a laser cannon firing at aliens advancing towards the bottom of the screen. By 1982, Taito had grossed more than $2 billion in quarters. May 30th, 1979, the original companies that would spawn Capcom were founded, IRM Corporation and Japan Capsule Computers Company Limited. Both companies were devoted to manufacturing and distributing electronic game machines. In 1987, Capcom would go on to launch both the Street Fighter and Mega Man franchises, and the rest is history. In June 1981, Texas Instruments released the TI-99 4A, the first 16-bit home computer. For $525, customers could access a library of some 100 games, including TI Invaders, an unofficial Space Invaders clone. In the same year, Ultima 1, The First Age of Darkness was released, starting one of the most successful computer RPG franchises. It is also the first open-world computer game. In June 1983, the Portopia serial murder case was released by Enix on the NEC PC 6001. The game is an investigation adventure which has become an influence for the visual novel genre. Also in 1983, Mattel released their home computer Aquarius. While it was less expensive than its competitors due to its weak graphics and limited memory, Mattel discontinued it 4 months later. In June 1985, the Atari 520 ST home computer was released. The 520 ST boasted 1 MB of RAM, MIDI support for music composition, and a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. On June 3, 1986, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels was released in Japan for the Famicom Disk System. Considered too difficult, it wouldn't see a North American release until the 1993 Super Mario All-Stars Collection for the Super NES. On June 1, 1988, the first of the Madden football games, John Madden Football, was released on the Apple II. The game featured different weather conditions, player fatigue and injuries, as well as penalties and the ability to change the quarter lengths. On June 1, 1990, Ultima 6: The False Prophet was released. It was one of the first major PC games directly targeted to systems equipped with VGA graphics and a mouse. In June 1992, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis was released by LucasArts. A year later, it would be reissued on CD with full voice acting and sound effects. It became a million-unit seller and is considered a classic in the adventure genre. While 2 concepts for a sequel were conceived, both projects were cancelled and reworked into Dark Horse Comics. June 1996 would see the founding of Firaxis Games. Best known for their Civilization series, Sid Meier and Company have been making critically acclaimed games for 20 years. June 2nd through the 4th, 2009, the 15th Electronic Entertainment Expo, E3, was held in Los Angeles. The event showcased motion controllers for PS3 and Xbox 360, as well as games like Metal Gear Solid Rising, Halo Reach, and Final Fantasy XIV. Celebrating birthdays this week, Marcus Persson, co-founder of Mojang and creator of the Minecraft series, turns 37. Microsoft purchased Mojang in 2014 for $2.5 billion, and Persson has since left the company. And Jordan Mechner, creator of the Prince of Persia video game franchise, turns 52 this week. Originally released in 1989, the Prince of Persia series saw a revival in 2003 with The Sands of Time, and was followed by multiple sequels, spin-offs, and a movie in 2010. Thanks for watching, and now a montage of notable games released this week from 1998 to 2015.
Enemy attacking commander seen.
I gotta drop him. I should hide the body.
Unleash its power. Double kill. A killing blow. Triple kill.